Sleep is a crucial part of our overall health. It's during sleep that our bodies recover after a workout, our brains store our memories, and virtually all of our systems slow down and stabilize. Here are the things to avoid doing right before bed so you can clock some quality shut-eye. Screen time. For many of us, late at night is prime time to catch up on our favorite TV shows. But watching TV right before bed or having it on all night can be disruptive to your sleep. The blue light that's emitted by your TV affects the amount of the sleep-regulating hormone melatonin that your body will produce, making you less likely to become sleepy. Don't watch TV? If you sleep with your phone nearby and use it right before bed, raise your hand. Like TVs, smartphones and computers also emit melatonin-disrupting light. Some of these devices now have a blue light shade setting similar to the effect of amber lenses that researchers have used to demonstrate that blocking out blue light leads to better sleep. Suspense thriller. While reading a trashy romance novel, self-help book, or memoir might be a good way to wind down at the end of the day, it's going to be a lot harder to rest after reading a thriller. While reading, we begin to associate and empathize with the characters, feeling what they feel. Things like increased heart rate and brain activity, which can keep you from a restful night's sleep. Better to read about something boring. That'll knock you right out. Work emails. Some people like to check their work email right before bed to know what they're in for the next day. But that can make you feel stressed about the day ahead, making it harder to fall and stay asleep. Trade checking work email late at night for checking it in the morning when you head out the door. Arguing. They say you should never go to bed angry. In fact, having difficult conversations at night can negatively impact your sleep. Not only could an argument lead to going to bed later, but there's no guarantee that you'll actually come to a resolution before you go to sleep. Save those heavy conversations for the daylight hours when you'll have lots of time to work them out. Eating and drinking. Life can get busy, especially for those of us who work late hours or have children, or both. Before you know it, it's 9 p.m. and you still haven't eaten dinner. But not only has late-night eating been correlated to obesity, research suggests an overlap between eating late at night and binge eating disorder. Eating right before bed comes with other problems too. Foods that have hidden caffeine or sugar, like chocolate, can keep you awake even if you've skipped the coffee. And in general, eating right before bed can lead to acid reflux during the night.
Working on my night cheese.
Caffeine should be avoided before bedtime too. Even if you feel like you're able to fall asleep with no problem after drinking caffeine, you may still be affected. One study showed that not only can caffeine make it harder to fall asleep, it makes it difficult to develop or sustain deeper stages of non-rapid eye movement sleep. How late is too late to sip an iced latte? One study found that drinking caffeine even 6 hours before bedtime reduced nightly sleep by more than an hour. A nightcap. Even if you aren't drinking to the point of passing out, a relatively small amount of alcohol can have an impact on your sleep, leaving you tired and groggy the next day.
You just stop drinking altogether.
I'll stop drinking, you're right. That's stop drinking, start dancing.
Sure, a glass of wine before bed may make you feel more relaxed and help you fall asleep fast, but the quality of your sleep will suffer. Drinking actually increases brainwave patterns, tricking your brain into behaving as if it's awake when you're trying to catch some Z's. Cigarettes. Smoking cigarettes may help you feel more relaxed but ultimately leads to sleep disturbances. This is because the nicotine in cigarettes acts as both a stimulant and a sort of sedative. Immediately after exposure to nicotine, the drug stimulates the release of adrenaline, which increases blood pressure, heart rate, and respiration. At the same time, however, nicotine acts on the brain, leading to sensations of pleasure and relaxation that can feel sedating. This sense of euphoria and sedation is short-lived, and according to one study, smokers are significantly more likely than non-smokers to report problems going to sleep, problems staying asleep, daytime sleepiness, minor accidents, depression, and high daily caffeine intake. A lot of water. Drinking enough water helps regulate blood pressure, flush bacteria from your bladder, and sustain virtually every system in your body. While many recommendations cite a need for 6 to 8 glasses of water per day minimum, don't drink them all right before bed. It's tough to get a good night's sleep when you're running to the bathroom all night. Hitting the gym. The National Sleep Foundation recommends daily exercise to help you get better sleep, but going to the gym late at night can potentially have a negative effect on your sleep. Working out gets your adrenaline pumping and your heart racing, which is definitely not a recipe for a successful night of sleep. But this isn't the same for everyone. A study in the Society of Psychophysiological Research suggests that people who work out late at night saw an improved sleep pattern. So if you're working out late, experts suggest a quick cold shower to bring your body temp back down. Deep breathing can also help level out your adrenaline too. Cranking the heat. While you may think it's better to be toasty to get a good night's sleep, it turns out that turning down the thermostat can actually lead to a better night's sleep. According to the National Sleep Foundation, the ideal sleep temp is between 60 and 67 degrees. This is because sleep preferably occurs during the circadian phase of decreased heat production and increased heat loss. When that rhythm doesn't happen naturally because you have the heat cranked up, your sleep can also be disrupted. Switching things up. Establishing a nighttime routine has been shown to be beneficial for everyone, from young children to older adults. These routines work by signaling to your brain that it's time to start winding down and preparing for sleep. While the most obvious way to establish a routine is to go to bed at the same time every day, bedtime routines often involve things like showering and brushing your teeth. But if you normally shower in the morning to help wake you up, but decide to shower at night, your brain might see this as a signal to stay awake rather than sleep. Your best bet is to establish a routine so your body and brain will know when it's time to go to bed. Catch those Z's. Sleep is incredibly important, but realistically, it's unlikely that we'll stick to all of these suggestions on a daily basis. Instead of stressing about whether or not you're setting yourself up for optimal sleep, focus on small steps to improve your shut-eye, because quality sleep fuels a great day. Thanks for watching. Click the list icon to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Plus, check out this other cool stuff we know you'll love too.